Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we have a fun one because we're going to try to play Call of the Spirit Dragon. Mostly because it came up in our Discord recently, and I've had this list sitting around, and we've been messing with it. And, let's just see if we can make it work today. So we're going to start with some Sarkin Dragon Ascendant, because obviously we're playing a lot of dragons. This can generate treasure. This can get bigger, so it does a lot of things here. We're going to play Shared Roots because this does let us search out another land and put it on the battlefield. Clarion Conqueror, this is just good against, well, the Badger Mole decks in particular, but quite a few things, actually. Magmatic Hellkite, I think this is one that gets forgotten about, but this card's actually still solid. 4/5, and can slow your opponent down. Bloomvine Regent, we're only playing a couple of them because we don't have a lot of forests to go get, actually. So we're not going to get a lot of value out of this, but, we're going to play it anyway. Disruptive Stormbrood. Now, this is making the cut almost more because it's a 2-mana removal spell on the Omen side, but later on we can just cast it and get rid of some artifacts and enchantments. There are some Overlord of the Hauntwoods hanging out in here to kind of help with their mana and the colors, because we do have all the colors in the deck. Speaking of which, there are a couple of copies of Call of the Spirit Dragon. Now, the cool part is it does give all dragons indestructible. Then at the beginning of upkeep, for each color, we get to put a +1/+1 counter on a dragon of that color. And then if we have put 5 counters on dragons this way, we end up winning. So likely it's going to take at least 2 upkeeps for us to be able to pull this off, but we'll see. Twinmon Stormbrood, this card's actually, again, a 2 damage removal spell, or 2 mana removal spell on the Omen side, and then an actual dragon that's reasonable on the other side. We have a couple of Meringue River Regents, because being able to bounce things, draw cards, obviously very good. A couple of copies of Rite of the Dragon Caller, because we are able to get to the mana, and we do have enough spells attached to our dragons that this could be worthwhile. And then, if nothing else, we still have Dragonback Assault, which can also generate dragons. And, it gets rid of small creatures and can buy us enough time. And then we have some Jamil, the Inner Skies, to hopefully get some free dragons or overlords or whatever. And it makes our stuff not be able to be countered, which is also super nice. Yeah, lands are all over the place here. I think I'm actually going to replace some plains that I had with another forest. So increase the odds that we could get some stuff out of our Bloomvine Regent, I think is the way we want to go there. And then we kind of mix and match Cavern of Souls, Maelstrom Pulse, just to make it a little easier to cast our dragons. Cavern of Souls will be a little bit clunky at times, but, if we get to just cast the dragon straight up, it does help us in the control matchups. But as always, if you're going to do some shopping for Magic cards, go over to Tales of Adventure. It's TOAMagic.com. If you use my code, it's Dragon, it's DRAGN. It'll save you 5% on everything, and you'll get to support us around here, which we really, really appreciate it. But with the business done, let's go see how loud we have to call those spirit dragons to help us get a win. Let's try our best with this one. Dragon Sniper. Well, that's unfortunate when I'm playing dragons. It's literally a Dragon Sniper. How is that fair? Tell you a secret, it's not fair. Sure. Yeah, if Bite Down's just killing that, I guess. Oh, well, that's a thing in the future. We could remove that if we wanted to. I think we're just going to play a Shamil and just see what happens, I think. I say that. We'll see how this turn goes. It's just a bunch of Deathtouch stuff. Sure. Playing a thing that well, if they all have Deathtouch, whatever, it's fine. Yeah. Let's just do this. See what we hit. Their creatures all hit for very little, so we have a little bit of time, I imagine. Not a lot, but a little. Here comes another fight spell, I'm imagining. If not, our Clarion Conqueror will gladly chump block something. Sure. Might as well the one that's the most damage. I'm gonna make it indestructible, probably. Yeah, sure. That's the thing that happened. Like, Like, why not, right? That thing puts counters on stuff. Oh my gosh. So we have to assume they have potentially another one. I think I'm just going to play the creature straight up. And like, if you have something, you have something. Okay, it looks like they don't, which is kind of wild. Oh, that doesn't help us. We will get, I think, a swamp here, though. Yeah. Maybe their hand's all lands. Okay. Appears to be, or else they'd be attacking with other stuff, too, probably. Oh, who knows? Another Biosynth burst or something here. Well, Snakeskin Veil. Yeah, that's fine. But we were right that they did have something, so would have been bad to try to kill something last turn. Wouldn't have resulted in anything positive for us. Alright, call the Spirit Dragons. Alright, we're down to one unknown card. We will block yet again. Now we're just taking 2. Alright. We've at least somewhat weathered the storm. Yeah, our opponent didn't realize that our stuff has Indestructible now. Yep. Yeah, so weirdly, the Indestructible from Call of the Spirit Dragon was fantastic because we ran into a Deathtouch deck, which is never going to happen again, probably. But random spot where the card worked. Let's keep this one. This one's actually more than reasonable. Figure of Fable. Okay. I think I'm just going to Sarkin next turn. And we'll just see what's up. Sure. That's an activated ability. Too bad I am on the draw. Super unfortunate. I'll reveal that one. Yeah, we're going to have to work pretty quickly or get this Conqueror to stick so they can't level up to max on their Figure of Fable before we can get there. There's a shelter. Well, I'd rather shelter that than this. I mean, this is actually kind of the important piece as it stands. And that becomes a 4/5. So it'll be a 5/5 with the shelter. Okay, well, we're just going here. Our draw looks pretty rough. If this doesn't work, then our only other option is maybe draw one of our dragons that would let us get rid of this. Oh, until end of turn. That's cute. All right, well, we're not blocking, obviously, with that. Come on, removal spell. You are not a removal spell dragon. Though, if we can survive a turn, it feels like a big ask. But if we can survive, this could be kind of interesting. Let's get this. Also makes all of our removal spells live. No attacks. Just in case we have to block something. We just need Figure of Fable to stay as a 3/3 until our turn. I don't know if that's going to happen here. All right, so we're going to take 5 now. 6, actually? 7? 9. Ugh. Well, we can safely block now, though. Because we know we're just going to play Dragonback Assault and none of this is going to matter. Oh, wait a minute. I messed up. No, I have a treasure. We're okay. We're okay. Never mind. I was thinking I didn't go get one of the correct basics I needed to get, but that was not the case. So I do this. We'll get Sarkin back, get another treasure. All right. That's something. It's a start. Verdict Core, sure. I think we're chump blocking with Sarkin. I was just thinking, like, where are removal spell dragons at? Like, that's what we need here. Okay, let's do this. We'll at least go get some forests, and that'll start moving the needle the way we need to. So that gets us a 4/4. Play this one, gets us a 4/4. Play this, just gets us a 4/5. Okay. That's at least a start towards something. And then I need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to draw another land to be able to search for one of the removal dragons. That would help our situation quite a lot. And then we're just kind of up against it. Thought Wealth Imbuer. I have just never even played against this card. So wild. Oh, man. All right. I'm your Huckleberry. Let's see how bad it is. There's a lot of ways this goes terrible. So you just gave it indestructible or whatever? No, creatures lose all abilities. What did we cast this for? All creatures lose their like. Oh, so you just gave it indestructible. Okay. Is this like a weird Doran deck? Because I could see this working out with Doran, actually, if that's the game plan. That's very interesting. I want to cast Call the Spirit Dragon, but we're going to go here. Make another 4/4. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, Doran would make sense, even with Figure of Fable. That's interesting. But the problem with Thought Imbuers is that, like many times we've seen this, whether it's on Samurai or whatever, having to attack with a single creature, like by itself, definitely makes things much worse. Because you're just not able to take advantage in the attack steps. I mean, sure, we'll do the same thing now. Yep. Okay, now we're cooking. Now we're doing some things. Let's go find a land. Yep. Yeah, because now we had a 5/5. We're going to play a land, go get the 4/4, and then we could just play Call the Spirit Dragons and be one turn away from winning, potentially, depending on what we search for or whatever. So, yeah. That was kind of a cool deck, though. I think they were playing Doran, and we just didn't see it. I think if they would have got Doran and then be able to attack with these individually, though, I think they would have probably won. This we have to keep, right? Like, there's no way we're throwing this back. And I guess I just go get an island? Oh, I can I can get an island with this. So that makes the most sense. Let's go do that. Though, could have also gotten a swamp to make sure we could kill something early, so that could have been real. But we're just going to go here. We drew the swamp naturally anyway. So I have a feeling we get to destroy a land, they get to destroy a dragon. Which seems like a reasonably fair trade. Oh, you're doing reanimatory things. Well, that's unfortunate. We definitely don't have anything for the graveyard deck, so if they're playing hits, they just hit. There's nothing we can do about it. Okay, they are not hitting, though. So, are we supposed to just play Sarkin? If we go Sarkin, Dragon, get a treasure, that still leaves 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't really do much with that. We could just go search for more lands. I guess that's what we do. And then show them this, and then we'll just play this. Go get 2 forests, put 1 into play, 1 into hand. And we'll see what happens. Brood Spinner, get to surveil some things. They did not find a land, which is great for us. I think I'm just gonna grow Sarkin here. And we get to attack with a flyer. Submit 0. I'm gonna keep that treasure. And then we'll just play this, since they already know about that one. Alright, now they're finding their mana. Glarb is on the scene. Alright. It's a thing that happened. Well, we did not draw very well from here, folks. We found all the mana, but no dragons. That is tough. I think we're in trouble. Because now, even if they just have Cavero, they Cavero get Arden, Arden gets Overlord, and then we're kind of cooked. Yeah, just do your Reanimator-y things, opponent. So we can give you the GGs and we can get out of here. Man, we just drew so many lands there when we needed other stuff. That's so brutal. Well, they didn't reanimate a thing, so we have at least one more turn. So that's good, I guess. Well, they can do it now, though. Yeah, assuming you just get Cavero there. Nothing else makes any real sense. And they can get a River Regent now? Yeah, we're dead. Like, this is all formality, but we're basically dead. Yeah, even if we get our own River Regent, it doesn't really do much here. Yeah, that's just too late, I think. Yeah. We could get rid of the board, make our own 4/4, but then it doesn't result in much. Alright, GG. That's a matchup I think we're going to lose anyway. Ugh, mulligan that for sure. This actually isn't bad. I might even gamble here and put back the River Regent. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to do this. And then we'll see what happens from here. Tough search, though. I think I'm going to go search for red. Blood Flail. I've seen this deck. Let's do this. Go search. Get a mountain. If things work out, this Dragonback Assault could be big here. We have one turn to make it big. Interesting they didn't try to equip up there. And these give +1. Alright. What if? There's a lot of what ifs here in my head. Let's do this. Reveal that. Play this tapped. So now we get options. We could either Dragonback Assault. After they've... Like, if they don't overload a Mako here, then we'll Dragonback Assault. Most likely. Because they'll have other creatures on the battlefield. If they do overload here, like it looks like they might, then we'll probably just play Regent, bounce the Mako and one of the artifacts. Maybe? We'll see. It's possible that doesn't happen here. They can only equip on their turn. I am gonna let it through, because I want to see what else they do this turn. Okay. So I was thinking, like, okay, they did play another creature. I was wondering, and then that's gonna let them play an additional creature. We guess we could have got away blocking anyway. But I was just curious. There was a world where we might just play River Regent instead. Oh, well, now I'm still going to play River Regent. Most likely. Well, maybe we don't. If we River Regent, we're bouncing. Nah. We're just gonna Dragon back Assault. I think that's correct. So let's attack first. And we can always Regent to bounce the Monument anyway. Like, it's obviously suspicious if I'm just attacking here, so I don't fault the opponent for taking an extra second there. Alright. I mean, they also still know we have the River Regent, so it's not like we're hiding a secret from them. Alright, Gecko. And then nothing. They're holding on to the last card. Not equipping or doing any of the fun stuff here. And I think I'm just going to bounce and bounce. You know, like, now we can win the race. I mean, we're going to be attacking for chunks of 10. And if either of these is a removal spell, they're not doing anything else this turn, most likely. Yep, there's the Monument. Fantastic. Put that on Dragon. Go attacking. And I will go ahead and gain a chunk of 5 life. And we should be good to go from here. There's not a 21-point turn out of that deck with only the Monument really on the battlefield. Looks like they might still have some actions, though. I was just about to say, if it's double Bitter Triumph, they could discard, make a treasure. Okay, well, still wasn't enough. Yeah, it wouldn't need to be Bitter Triumph, Bitter Triumph. The second one lets you draw. Yeah. No real out there. Yeah, that was one. The opponent got a decent start. It's amusing how much of that my action was going to depend on what they did with the Mako, but fortunately that worked out for us. Man, this is a tough one because this and this, the Sarkhan and the Twin Mars, are fine. I'm going to keep it, but I feel like I'm taking a big risk here. The only good news is we don't really have to spend the treasure on the Twin Maw Omen, so that's fine. Still not great, though. Alright. Well, that's interesting. Sarkhan. Oh, so this is what we're up against. Yeah, this is going to be hard. We're not built for graveyard decks. This at least does something in this matchup, though, which is nice. But that's kind of all we can really say. We might have to put... Man. Cavern Souls on Dragons actually does something in this matchup, but we... do I want to use it to play an Overlord, though? Or do I crack the treasure? Let's find our 4/5 dragon, our Hellkite. That'll make me less sad to use this on Dragon. Okay, well, we didn't get that luxury. uh, dang. All right, I guess we do this and crack the treasure. Still end up going to put this on Dragon later. But I think it's the right thing to do. I mean, we don't lose anything. We're just replacing the treasure with a land token. All right. Huh. Let's... How are we going to go about this? What are we doing next turn? What are we doing next turn? I guess I'm just going to play this tapped. See what they want to do. I mean, what are you doing putting all this in the yard but not doing anything else yet? Probably going to draw more cards here, I imagine. But they do only have 2 lessons in the yard currently. Oh, it's an Eddy Merc crab. Makes me want to hold on to this Meringue River Regent now. But yeah, I guess it won't really matter that much. I guess in a weird way. Huh. But they know we have the Twin Maw. That's interesting. Yeah, we needed a dragon earlier, unfortunately. Like, because at this point, if they just have another crab, we're kind of up against it. There's not a lot we're going to be able to do. Because bouncing the crabs doesn't do anything. They can just play them for cheap. Yep, it's quenched. You got it. And then this gets 3 steps aheaded? No, it did not. Man, we needed a dragon so bad. I assume this is just another crab here. Yep, that's what I thought. On the positive side, we do get an Overlord next turn. Like, we need to draw a dragon here that we can cast. That's the real issue. And even then, it may not be enough, but... Alright, that's something. I'll take it. Yeah. Like I said, I'm assuming there's another dragon coming. Or, another crab here. So we can't attack with anything, because at least 2 things get tapped down here. Nope, it gets shot, though. That's just as good. Oh, jeez. Alright, sure, man. You got it. Okay, let's try to rock and roll with this. We have red, green, blue. We can go get black and kind of be set up. But we'll see what happens. Should have played this one first, too. Because then I could also go get a mountain here, and that would have been viable. Actually, is it still worth it? I think it might still be worth to go get a mountain. In case we find the Hellkite, we could at least cast that next turn. Ooh. Man, we need more ramp spells instead. Dragonback Assault would be good here. You know what? That's not the worst thing. Let's take 2. Because I don't want to use the treasure here. So let's do this. And then we'll just play this, getting rid of this guy. Alright. And then depending on how things go, we could... Assuming we find an untapped land, we could River Regent or Dragonback Assault. Actually, I think all of our lands are untapped lands. It's just, do we want to take damage for them or not? Also, credit to the opponent. Their name is Hi, I'm Rabbit, and they're playing a Rabbit deck, so props. Yeah. Let's... Are we supposed to just... Yeah, we're supposed to Dragon back Assault, right? Feels silly not to. Alright, let's do it. And then any land makes a body and gets us Regent, or also gets us Shamail. We could also draw to find a land, so it's fine. That, we don't easily get rid of that. That is a different problem. But here we'll make a dragon. Then we will just go ahead and play this. Bounce that duder. Though bouncing Assault is cute. We could have done that. Which against rabbits could have some value, so it possibly is worth it. Alright, what do we got going on? Seam Rip. Yeah, you get you a 4/4. Sounds good. And they're going to double up the Paw Patch. Alright. Let's play this. Set ourselves up to get a little something. I'm going to go attacking. Not the most exciting thing, but it does make another 4/4, so there is that. But yeah, here, even if we drew Call the Spirit Dragon, we'd be able to cast it, because we could filter a land here. But, oh no, because that's just colorless. Yeah. I mean, we have 14. We just go attacking. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have 4 left over. Sure. Let's go get one of these. And just say there's no way shenanigans of any kind happens here, right? I don't know why I did that instead of Hushwood Verge. Alright, Sarkin. Make a treasure. Alright, cool. That works. Okay, this will have to be good enough, I guess. We can even bluff a burn spell, I guess, if necessary. Oh man, if this is one of those mono blue piles, we're not going to do anything against that. Because we're just going to be too slow, and they can counter all the relevant stuff, you know. But we'll see. Maybe we'll get a little lucky. They're going to slide a hand again. Steam Vents. Okay. And stock up. Sure. I mean, this is the problem, because we don't have anything adding pressure. If we'd have got at least, like, Sarkin or something early, or maybe had a ramp spell here, we could have at least threatened like we were going to do something. Hey, a new subscriber. Thank you. But as it stands, and the tough part is we have all the basic forests now already in play. Well, between play and our hand. Storm Chaser's talent, yep. Otter, yep. Wild Ride and Otter. That's a thing that happens. Have another Wild Ride, I guess. Nope, we take 5 though. Okay, what are we even looking to do here? We can like Sarkin and shoot the otter? Cracking the treasure for it? Oh, I only have one red mana. That's tough. I mean, damn. Creatures with power less than this can't block it. I don't know what's right here. I guess we Sarkin. Sarkin made us have to eat a bullet here. Alright, so they have some type of removal or bounce spell here. I'm going to reveal to them the bigger expensive dragon so I don't like immediately show my play if they're like waiting on doing something. And then I think we go ahead. Actually, if we're going to play a land, let me go ahead and take 2 here. Actually, crap. I'm going to use this because there's a chance we play this and just get rid of Storm Chaser's talent next turn. Depending on how things go here. Also, having the other blue down as if we wanted to, there's a world where we just play Moraine River Regent next turn. Alright. I'm going to assume we don't get to hold on to Sarkin through this attack step. And it'll just be, can they make this otter bigger than 13 to kill us, basically. But that being said, they can also give it trample and whatever, so it may not even matter. Yep. Alright, there's 2. Alright, so just bouncing that. That's fine, actually. It's nowhere near as bad as it could have been. And now we just get to start River Regent to bounce the 2 duders. We are at 9, but that's okay, I think. By the way, people wondering why I took the 2 damage there last turn. I didn't really have to, necessarily. But my thought was I wanted to have an untapped land available just in case they had a thing that made us pay 2 more mana. And turns out we would have taken the 2 anyway this turn. Because I still would have needed the blue. Alright. What's funny is when deck's playing stuff like Wild Ride and whatever, I mean, 9 life isn't that much. We really want to start getting this stuff down to have multiple blockers. Alright, they're going to crack Storm Chaser's talent to get back. To get out. Which they don't know we have Storm Brood, so we're just going to get rid of this. Because I think they're just relying on this to have creatures right now. So we're going to make sure that's a non-issue. And yeah, we're going to attack. At least start trying to move things forward. This is counter target creature enchantment. Return 1 or 2 target creature permanents you own to the owner's hand. Yeah, that's fine. We're okay with that. Them down to 2 cards, and we know what this one is. They can counter a creature or enchantment spell, which is funny because that's all we really have in hand right now. But if we do this for 4, that leaves 3 mana. If we do this for 3, then we could draw with Moraine River Regent. I think we just do this. Just say, we know you have a counter. Feel free to use it on this or don't. I don't blame them for thinking about it. They're at 14. If this stays on the battlefield, you're under a couple of turn clock. And this lets you return 1 or 2 target creature enchantment you own. So they can't use that to bounce anything. Alright. They have decided that it's worth it. I guess we get rid of the steam vents. One of these. It doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, okay. Okay, so here we're going to not attack because there is a world where they could play a 1 mana thing and then, oh, well, this gives Trample anyway. Oh, it gives haste. So yeah, we're actually not going to attack here. Matter of fact, I'm just going to play this and see if they want to counter this. All right, cool. We cleared the path. We're good. Now next turn we can kind of just do whatever we need to do. Okay, and we got that. So if we do this, we have 2 mana left. If we do this, we have 4, and we could draw with River Reach. I think we do this first. Oh, wait, we can't because I need double red. I had red for this because I can get that from these things. All right, let's go ahead and just play this then. Get rid of that other multi-land. We also now can start cracking our maelstroms to search for different dragons if we need them. The white one in particular will gain us some life. It was funny. I thought this was going to be like the mono blue spell heavy, play the Serpents, whatever deck, but it was not. Not to say they don't have Serpents in there, right? If they just get a bunch of spells in the graveyard, like they possibly still do that. So I don't know if attack... Well, it doesn't matter. If they have it, they'll just tap dudes down anyway, so we don't really get a choice. All right, 11 for the opponent. And a slick shot show off. Sure. Yep, that's going to do it. Man, that one felt a little scary early on. I thought our draw was going to be too slow to catch up, but I guess we're okay. All right, y'all, I kept a lot of questionable hands just so that we could try to get Call the Spirit Dragons to work or whatever. And honestly, except for the one game that I think we played against the Deathtouch deck and our dragons got indestructible, like the rest of the time, it really didn't do much of anything. And it was either too hard to cast and get on the battlefield, or when we could cast it, we kind of wanted to do other things, or what is kind of the other downside to the card is if you already have like 3 dragons, you kind of just win in 2 attack steps anyway, right? You don't even need to waste the 2 upkeeps to be able to put the counters on the stuff. You just attack with your dragons. And I think that's one of the most consistent things I've been running into with the card is that you kind of just don't need it, right? We'd have won more games if these would have been like strategic betrayals or something, right? So we could actually just remove graveyards because we don't currently have anything against graveyards. So I think in a world where if we wanted more lands that were green so we could justify more overlords, play more Bloomvine Regents, we could cut the Call the Spirit Dragons and just play, like I said, like strategic betrayals or something. And the deck's probably way better. I would say, like, this is probably what it looks like. Like, go down Shamil, go down that, play, like, 3 strategics, right? If I can spell. And then we'll have to adjust the mana, get some more black lands in here or something. But otherwise, yeah, something like this is probably closer to where you'd want to be. Probably end up cutting Cavern of Souls. While it is good, we just give up some of the usage in the control mana. Or maybe we cut to 1/1, and then we play Overgrown Tomb, I think. What else would we do there? Because then that just increases the odds that we could cast this, and we can still use the sorcery side of Disruptive Stormbrood. And then the only thing we have that's white can still be played with 2, 4, and those. Stormbrood occasionally. We still have Treasure from Sarkin. So yeah, something like this is probably closer to where we want to be. Maybe we turn a forest into a plain so we can go search for it and play that. But like, this is probably the best you can do. I mean, arguably, we probably don't... We did win a game, though, because Ride of the Dragon Caller, so I don't want to completely dismiss the card. It did do its job and held its own, and that's fine. But either way, realistically, you know, kind of coming back around to everything, Call the Spirit Dragon is not where this deck wants to be. the flaws of the card are that, one, it is 5 colors, right? So it's already going to take a little bit of work to make sure you can even cast it on time when you want to cast it. The other is it's tied to you already having multiple dragons, but dragons are already big enough that in multiples you just win the game, right? You just attack for the win. You don't need the call. And I think that is even more of the deterrent to playing it than the actual casting costs of the card. Is that, like we saw in multiple games, like, oh, well, once I got 3 dragons or 4 dragons, like, I'm just attacking twice and the game's over, right? So, I don't know. Maybe we'll try again at another point, but we'll be looking at Ninja Turtles soon, so who knows. But yeah, like I said, this is a deck. I don't even know why I have it or whatever. It's just one of the many things I tested with Call the Spirit Dragons. And realistically, this version is probably a better version than this build is probably better than what we just had. So I would go with this. I'll make the link available over on Moxfield like usual. But generally speaking, even if you want to play dragons, not sure this is one I would go with. And I want to be clear, if you decide to play this, it will be a struggle. It is not what you should be doing with dragons. Like, this was built specifically to try to take advantage of Call of the Spirit Dragon. And this just kind of proves that the card isn't really worth it. Just build a more straight dragon, you know, whether that's Boros or Jund or something like that, and you'll probably be happier. You don't need to be doing all the 5 color shenanigans, or go creatureless, more control with Dragon Back Assault. We've done that, and we know that works very well too, especially with all of the landfall and earthbending and stuff like that. Works great with that type of stuff. So you have a couple of options, but again, this list will be available for you over on Moxfield if you want it, if you want to give it a go, and maybe I was crazy. But that's all of you for now. We'll see you next time.